I've been looking at a lot of videos on TikTok, and they were saying how you gotta vibrate at a certain level and a certain degree and activate all your chakras, and that's fine, and I get it, and I know all about those things. But it's like right now we are in a deep spiritual and psychological warfare, right? And it's like the fact that we are going through a spiritual and mental and psychological warfare, it's like they are taking everything away from us. They're taking away our resources. They're taking away our money. They're taking away our livelihood. They're taking the way we even move in life. You know, our government shut down. The IRS shut down. Everything is basically shutting down. And it's like, when you see that these things is going on, all it's going to do is put you in more of a survival mode, right? And when you are in deep survival mode, especially when you got a family, when you got people that depend on you, you really don't think about trying to keep your frequency high. You know, you really don't think about these things. You thinking about surviving. Because if they take away all the money right now, the banks closed down, the dollar bill don't mean nothing, we are going to stress. Because even though we trying to, you know, keep our frequency high, even though we trying to stay on top of our elevation level, we still got to survive. And it's not that we are more, for the chosen ones, it's not that we are worried about us. Because the chosen ones are already aware that they are going to be okay, because they already know where their soul and their spirit dwells. So they know that if they die right now, they already know where they are going. See, one thing about the chosen beings, the star seeds that is awakened to know who they are, they're not worried about dying because they know where they're going. They have awakened to know where they are and why they are here. So they know where they're going. But at the end of the day, they still got family and friends that depend on them. So they more worried and thinking about them. And when you have family members that really showing you that they really don't give a damn, it's almost like, okay, I can't look out for them because they obviously still sleep. But then you looking at the one that is listening to you and is following behind you, it still keeps you in a sense of worry, in a sense of depression, because it's like, okay, they taking everything. And if you are a chosen one, you already know the reason why these things is deteriorating. Just to let you know, and I mentioned this a long time ago, the reason why things is so chaotic right now, because we are going through a transition in life. We are going through a transition in the generation. We are going through a transition in the reality. So right now, for an example, if you move out of your house, right? If you move out of your house that you've been living in for 20 years, right? You finally move out of that house. Somebody got to come in and clean it up, right? They got to come and clean it up. They got to take out all the things that you left. They got to paint the wall. They got to redo the floor. They got to tear everything apart to rebuild it. So that case, when the new people come in to move in, it's like a brand new house, right? So right now, the reason why we are going through this change and the reason why things seem so chaotic and it seems so bothersome, and because we are going through a transition. The earth is about to be reborn. The earth is going through a transition. The womb is shaking. The waters is shaking. So because of that, it's going to be chaos. Because by the end of this time, when this chaos ends, it's going to be a new world, a new generation, a new reality. But the fact that we are alive and we are in this womb, we don't know and we don't understand why the government is shut down. We don't understand why they putting all this propaganda out there. We don't understand why these things is happening. Because a lot of us don't even know what's going on. We don't even know why it's going on. But in order for this reality, for this dimension, for this realm, for this generation to become new, they got to tear down the old. And in order to tear down the old, everything must stop. It must end because it's already torn down. The fact that our government is now dumb, it's gone, it's no more. The IRS is no more. Money really don't mean shit. Because right now, the only thing that's keeping the dollar bill alive is really America. America is the only country right now that is keeping the dollar bill alive because ain't nobody else fucking with the dollar bill. So right now, America is basically standing on its own 2 feet. And then once the government say it's done, the banks is going to shut down. Everything going to shut down. They already tore down half of our farms. Our crops is really no good. Remember a couple of years ago when they was paying all the farmers to destroy their own crops? They done fucked up our atmosphere so bad with chemtrails and all the train wrecks. All that toxic waste is going up in the ceiling. Every time when it rains, it pours. So all this fruit and vegetable that is coming from the soil is basically grown by poisonous water. So basically, what's going to happen in this country is that a lot of people during this transition is going to die. It's either they're going to die of diseases, they're going to die because of the disastrous weather, they're going to die because of lack of, or a lot of them going to die because they simply just don't want to take the mark. But by the end of all of that, when all of this shit happens, because it got to happen because it is written, when it all happened, when it's all said and done, we're going to wake up to a whole new world, a whole new God, a whole new generation, a whole new reality, a whole new way of life. It's going to look brand new. And to some people, it's going to look amazing. And for some people, it's going to look like, damn, they rebuilt it to look just like this. But you got to know where you are. Because some people, when they see this new world and they see this new reality and they see this new generation, it's going to look beautiful to them. And they not going to understand that in order to participate, in order to be in this new generation, in this new world, you got to be a part of it. You got to be with it. You got to become one with it. You got to become in the image of it. See, right now, we are human beings. We are earthlings, right? We are humans. We are Americans. And the fact that we are Americans, we stand with America. We are the reflection of America. Everywhere you go on this earth, you are considered an American, right? You are in the image of America. So when this new world finally creates and is now built, you're going to have to be in the image of that new creation. You got to be in the image of that new build. So right now, we are going through the transition. And right now, we as human beings, we as people, we are going through the transition too. Our spirit and our soul is going through a transition. This is why we are going through this spiritual war that we are going through. Because while the earth is changing, you are changing. Some of us is changing for the better. Some of us is changing for the good. Some of us ain't even changing at all, because if you are part of the program, you're going to always be who you are because you were designed to be that way. So this is why I say you don't need to be afraid, because all we're doing is transitioning into the new world. But for some people, the new world is still going to be here on earth. And for some people, the new world is going to be somewhere else in a new dimension. But the thing about it is you got to understand where you are, because they're going to create a whole new world on earth. But what kind of world will it be? Is it going to be an AI world? Is it going to be a world where you can be your natural true self and you know who you are, where you are, and why you are here? What kind of world is it going to be? Because in the Bible, they tell you it's going to be heaven on earth. And the way that they are creating this new earth to be is everything going to be AI. You don't even got to hardly work anymore. And to some people, that's heaven on earth. You don't got to get up and work no more. You don't got to do the 9 to 5. You get a monthly check. You get to do whatever you want to do as long as you obey the gods of the world. That's heaven to some people. That's heaven on earth, ain't it? But for some people, heaven on earth where it is, they don't need no God. They can do whatever they want because they know who they are. So what exactly is heaven on earth? And this is why during this transition, we need to be sitting down and thinking about who we are. Because this transition is about to happen quick.